everyone, I'm Lakshmi'S, studying in NIT Trichy in my second year of architecture, moving on to it. And welcome back to Lakshmi's Life Corner. So now that the results are out for paper 2, your mind is probably on the question, which college can I get? And do not worry, I'm here to help you out by breaking down the JoSAA opening and closing ranks for the top B.Arch institutions. Disclaimer, the audio might not be clear in the following video, so I suggest you to click through the JoSAA data file in the description below to clear your doubts, and if you've got any more doubts, feel free to ask me in the comment section below or on my Instagram at Lakshi the Architect.
All these 2026 JEE B.Arch rank cutoff predictions are based on the 2025 official JoSAA opening rank and closing rank data. So do not worry, this is totally official data. I'm not making anything based off on accusations. So here we should get into it. So first of all, to know, I get a lot of questions in the comments like which are the top SPAs and NITs. So for SPAs, I'd say you obviously have 3 SPAs, and they are SPA Delhi, SPA Bhopal, and SPL Vijayawada. SPA Delhi is the top most institution you could get into, and the top, the first 100 rankers go there. Top Air India, those people go there. And then for NITs, you have NIT Calicut, NIT Trichy, and a lot more other NITs you could get to. NIT Calicut is most known for architecture, and then followed closely by Trichy. So we'll get into that. The next is about getting to know the difference between SPAs and NITs. So if you could see, first thing, the institution type differs, okay? Obviously, SPA stands for School of Planning and Architecture, and this is specialized in architecture and planning only, whereas your National Institutes of Technology are more comprehensive by including engineering, technology, architecture, some places planning too. So then going on to the infrastructure, these are often more tighter, more focused facilities, and they have some new labs and stuff like that. But it's a close-knit circle is how I would say. And meanwhile, since NITs host a lot of students coming all over from India, even from abroad, so they'll be having this massive campus with extensive sports, research, medical, and residential facilities. I hope you do know that both of these are residential institutions, especially, for example, take NIT Trichy. It is an 800-acre campus which hosts all of its student residents there. So yes, it comes with all the hostel facilities. So then as for the peer group, here it's almost in SPAs, it's exclusively designers and planners, obviously because of those 2 degrees only being there. Meanwhile, in NIT, I would say to describe it in a simple fashion as calling it mini India, because people are there from all over the country as well as from other foreign, countries as well. And these are typically very highly diverse because you have engineers, you have scientists, and you have architects, and even planners in some of the institutions. So you have this wide range, and I think that's one of the pretty big plus points in considering between SPAs and NITs, because you can broaden your horizons more with talking with engineers and scientists and their research, because there's a lot more that you can bond over than just thinking, oh, we are in different degrees. And then for extracurricularities, extracurriculars, you've got design-centric festivals and NASA events. So if you don't know, NASA is basically the National Association of Students in Architecture, and these people are basically, it's a student-built organization for the students and led by the students, and they have various trophies. For example, there's a total of 11 trophies in which students take the lead and they solve, design problems and build and design, and it's basically such an innovative thing to do before you actually get into the real field in the industry, And here, in NITs, it's more of a large-scale festivals where, for example, just in NIT Trichy, you have these cultures called Festember, Knit Fest, Bregyan, you have Sports Feet, and a lot more. And then you have also the clubs. A lot of clubs are here, like just so many technical clubs, non-technical clubs, cultural clubs, social initiatives, a lot more that you could get here. And finally, the industry perception, Howard, it says schools of planning and architecture are viewed as the Ivy Leagues of the Indian architecture system, especially as I told you, SPA Delhi, because it also holds the headquarters for NASA as well as COA, Council of Architecture, which gives the certificate for an institution to even be having an architecture degree. So, and finally, for NITs, this is more highly respected for the technical rigor and the strong institutional branding it gives you. So, in the end, if you want to know the difference, I'd say the difference between SPAs and NITs and how it all comes down to you choosing is what you want to do. For example, if you want to be more design centric, or you want your peers and all of them want you to be more design centric focused, then I'd say go for SPA. And they have this more experimental, practical approach to things. Even in architecture, even it can be influenced in the projects that you are given. Meanwhile, in NITs, it's more of a structured technical learning as far architecture goes or concerns, I'd say. It's more about the stability of a structure, like how the beam works and stuff like that. And also, as I mentioned before, it's a huge campus, and your peers would be like a mini India, and you just have this interaction that's a varied amount, different degrees, and different age groups. So that's pretty cool in my opinion. And so yeah, it all comes down to what you want to experience in your college life of 5 years, as it's a pretty long years in mine, but of course it would fly away when you're having fun. So it all stems down to you wanting to choose what you want. So next we'll move on to the preference choice that I'd say, or it does not work for everyone, it's not applicable for everyone. This is what I chose last year in my JoSAA counseling. So, in case you don't know what JoSAA and CSAB is, JoSAA is basically the joint, it is the joint seat allocation authority of India, which gives you all, basically they are in charge of giving you the seat you want based off your JEE rank. And CSAB is the Central Seat Allocation Board. So CSAB, where I'll tell you the main differences between JoSAA and CSAB. JoSAA is for IITs, NITs, GFTIs. GFTI stands for Government Funded Technical Institutions, and also IIITs, Indian Institution of Information Technologies. So they are in charge of giving the seat for all of this. And typically, last year, JoSAA had 6 rounds of counseling, and by 6 rounds, all the IIT seats will get confirmed. All the Indian Institution of Technologies will get confirmed there, and there will be no seats left by. Meanwhile, there are still a few seats left in the other institutions. So for that, to fill that up, CSAB comes into play. CSAB, the Central Seat Allocation Board, will come into play and allocate you the seat if there is left. So that will be a separate 3-round thing of allocation to go through. So that's pretty important for you guys to know, so not get hurried or worried about the counseling time when it comes along. So yeah, let's move on to the next thing. So the best preference order, again, it's not for everyone. This is what I chose last year, and it goes on to being me choosing NITs over SPAs due to my personal preference, as I stated my reasons before. So in the case of NITs, yes, I did say NIT Calicut is the number 1 for architecture, but I chose NIT Trichy as it is my home state. So your home state also plays a very big role. So first I placed NIT Trichy, and then I placed NIT Calicut, and then I placed SPA Vijayawada. So the reason being, this is basically I didn't want to go further away from my home state. I wanted travel back home to be easier. So, and then you have SPA New Delhi, you have SPA Bhopal, then you have NIT ROURKELA, NIT RAIPUR, NIT KURUKSHETRA, you have MANIT, MNIT, Bhopal, you have PNIT Nagpur, you have MNIT Jaipur, and then you have NIT Patna, NIT Hamirpur, you have Sri Mata Vaishno Devi University, which is located in Jammu Kashmir, and you have also have Islamic University of Technology, Kashmir, and we have Birla Institute of Technology, which is located in Ranchi. Then we have Indian Institute of Engineering, Science and Technology, SHIBPUR. Then we have Mizoram University, which is in Aizawl. So basically, just so you guys know, there are around 18 institutions in the country which provide the B.Arch degree. So there are 18 18 institutions. Normally there are 31 NITs. Out of that, if you could count, which would be like around 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, around 10 out of the 31 provide the B.Arch degree that I'm talking about. So do keep that in mind, and you would be able to get into the college of your choice based on your situation, your decisions and stuff. So there are a few factors that decide your future in choosing the institution. So number one, whether it's your home state or other state quota. So every institution has around 50% of home state seats and other state seats. It's just that the competition for other state is much more fierce than your home state. For example, in home state, you have a leniency. Meanwhile, if you were to compete in another state quota, yes, the competition is going to be a lot. I'm going to tell you that. And then there's also your category rank. There is your common rank list, which is, are like all India rank. And meanwhile, there's also your category rank if you have that. So there's the economically weaker section, and there's the OBCL, NCL, which is the there. And then you have SC, and you have ST, and also the open rank. All India rank is also. As far as my knowledge, I think for SPs they consider the all India rank. They don't really have a home state quota and other state quota, as far as I know. So now let's get into the actual thing. So yeah, if you guys think I am bluffing, you can actually Google the thing called JoSAA 2025 opening and closing rank official website, and also the CSAB 2025 opening and closing rank official website. So what I'm showing you right now is the round 1 opening and closing ranks. I repeat, round 1 opening and closing ranks. I couldn't really do much, so I'm gonna read the closing rank of round 6 so that you guys get an idea of what I'm talking about. So I'm gonna make it easy for you guys so that you can refer easily. So what's being displayed on the screen is round 1 opening rank, and what I'm gonna say is gonna be the round 6 closing rank. And then I'll also tell you guys about the CSAB opening and closing ranks too, so that you can get a clear idea of whether you would be able to potentially get into that college of choice that you wanted or not with your rank that you have received now. So let's start with MNIT Jaipur. So for that, in home state, the opening rank for open gender neutral is around 638. And meanwhile, the closing rank of round 6 was 1983 that you're seeing there. For a few slides here, I had manually tried to put these around 6 rank also. In other slides I couldn't, so that's why I'm going to be reading it out loud too. So do not worry, if you have doubts, you can go check the JoSAA 2025 official website regarding it. And then for home state open for female only. So if you guys don't know an idea about supernumerary, it's for females. This seat is specifically only meant for females, so girls, do not worry. There are few seats reserved for us in every institution to promote girls' education, so you do have a chance, never worry. And then in home state open for females, The opening rank was 312 and it ended with 1891. And then for home state in EWS, gender neutral, it was 577 and it went on till 970. And then in home state OBCL NCL, it started with 427 and ended with 1596. For home state OBCNL, the same in female only, it was started with 457, went on till 772. For the same home state in SC, gender neutral, it was started with 304, ended with 574. So I hope you guys know that EWS until ST C type means that it's for your category rank and not your all India rank, which is common rank list. So there in SC for females, it started with 267, ended with 267. For ST gender neutral, it was 80 starting and ended with 322. And for ST females, it was 224 as the starting rank and then it went on till 195. So there's that. Now for let me try to place myself somewhere here. Starting with other state, if you're not from Rajasthan, then your open rank started for gender neutral started with 346, went on till 647. For females, open, it started with 251, went on till 394. For open, the same thing with for persons with disability, started with gender neutral being 98 till 237. For EVS, gender neutral started with 81, ended with 81. For EWS females, it started with 77. I do not believe it's in 77 it ends with. Let me check on my phone. Other state or EWS. I think it ended with 100. Okay, wait, hold up. Let me check. Ended with 81. So then we move on to the next slide. So I'll be here. So this is still for MNIT JAIPUR, other state. For OBC and NCL, you started with 168, and then we moved on to 415. Yeah, and then we had OBC NCL female 260 to 298. For SC gender neutral, it was 81 to 201. For SC female, it was 80 to 95. For ST gender neutral, it was 55 to 110. For SC female, it was 83 to 87. Now we move on to the next institution, which is MANIT Bhopal. So starting with the home state, for OBC NCL, you started with 669 to 3,688. For OBCL female, you start with 597 and ends at 1,069. For SC gender neutral, you start with 211, goes on to 1,466. For SC female, starts with 253 and ends to 310. ST gender neutral 255 to 4,864. ST female only 148 to 1,571. And then we start with the other state, which open gender neutral starts with 566, goes on till 756. For open female, starts with 426, goes on till 629. So next we move on to other state OBC NCL. Female only 364, goes on till 458, I believe. Let me confirm. Yes, and then for SC gender neutral, it's 181 to 279. For SC, it's female 162 to 266. For ST, it's gender neutral 90 to 158. For ST female only, it's 74 to 120. And then we move on to NIT Calicut. So if you're from Kerala, home state, open, it starts from gender neutral 93 to 241, goes on to 241. Open female only 25 to 33. Open person with disability, female only 19 to 19 only. And then for EWS, gender neutral from 30 to 3,310. For OBCL, NCL, it goes on from 50 to 85 gender neutral. For OBCE, NCL, female only, it goes on from 46 to 58. For same OBC, NCL, but person with disability, gender neutral from 38 to 38. SC, gender neutral from 39 to 292. And from SC, female only, 143 to 143. So next, we move on to home state ST. For female only, it's 3280 to 3280. Now we move on to other state in the same NIT Calicut. Here your open starts from gender neutral 2 to 289. Open female only 184 to 210. Open person with disability gender neutral 98 to 98. EWS gender neutral 52 to 98. EWS 50 female only 53 to 53. OBC NCL gender neutral 61 to 254. OBC NCL female only 128 to 288. SC gender neutral 37 to 65. SC female only 46 to 55. ST gender neutral 12 to 19. Now we will move on to NIT Hamirpur. So here in the home state, you from open, it's gender neutral 939 to 7,861. So here you see you have a lot of chance. I mean, if you have scored like, rank in some thousands, you will be able to get into NIT Hamirpur. Then open female only, you have 197 to 1,959. EWS gender neutral 5,040 to 2,332. EWS female only 782 to 782. So next, in same Hamirpur, OBC NCL. So yes, to edit the data on the closing ranks of around 6 because it has not been edited. I repeat, it has not been edited. So the words I'm going to say are going to be around 6 ranks. So it started with 2,384, ended with 19,098, and then it went on to for female. It was started with 2,800, but went on till 17,486. So do not lose hope. Then for SC, it was started gender neutral, started with 603, ended with 1,409.49. For SC female only, started 1,041, ended 1,041. For ST gender neutral, it started with 348, ended with 450. And then for other state home open gender neutral started with 609, ends with 1,173. For other state open female only starts with 609, ends with 987. For OS EWS gender neutral starts with around 217, ends with 432. For OBCL gender neutral starts with 451. Gender neutral, right, my bad, starts with 207, ends with 613. For OBC female only, it starts with 451, ends with 511. Now FIC, it starts with a gender neutral 109, ends with around 250. For females, it's 109, 107, and then it ends with 109. For ST, it starts gender neutral starts 85, ends at 96. And for ST female only, starts with 66, ends with 111. So now we move on to NIT Patna. So home state, we start with open, gender neutral starts 1,536. And it ends at 4,364. Then we have female only. So 2,438 and ends at 3,246. Moving on to EWS, we have gender neutral starts with 301 and ends at 455. For OBC NCL, and gender neutral starts with 1,039, ends at 1,972. For OBC NCL, female only starts at 1,028, ends at 1,363. For SC, starts at Gender neutral 256 ends at 532. Same female, it starts at 224, goes on till 967. For ST starts at 486, ends at 486. And now for other state in NIT Patna, open gender neutral, you have a starting rank as 378, goes on till 1187. And then for females starts at 701, ends at 1018. For gender neutral, EWS starts at 273, ends at 430. For OBC and CL gender neutral, you start at 309, it ends at 641. For OBC female, it starts at 346, ends at 517. For SC, it starts at 90, ends at 288. For gender neutral, for females, it starts at 175, ends at 247. For ST, it starts at gender neutral 100, ends at 160. Now, moving on to NIT Raipur, home state, open gender neutral, you have starting 1,170, it ends at 3,672. And then for females, open females, you have 3,142, and then it ends at around 3,142. It doesn't change. So we move on to the OBC NCA home state with gender neutral. Yeah, you also have open PA person with disability that starts at 75, ends at 75. We don't have data on that in the round 6. For EWS, the general neutral is around 1,227. For some, you don't have details. For example, for EWS in round 6, you don't have, meaning that all the seats might have been filled up in the previous rounds. So for EWS gender neutral starts at 1,227, ends at 1,227. EWS female starts at 2,022. For OBC and CL gender neutral 1,168. And in gender neutral, it goes on till I believe 6,379. Sorry, 6,399. And then for females, it starts at 998, ends at 1,668. For SC gender neutral, it starts at 882, ends at 1,341. For ST gender neutral, starts at 123, ends at 123. And for SD, starts at female for 70, ends at 70. So now moving on to other state, in same NIT Raipur, you start with open gender neutral, starts at 626, goes on till 1,070. For open female, it starts at 652, ends at 704. For EWS gender neutral, starts at 188, goes on till E298. For OBC and CL gender neutral, starts at 311, goes on till 585. No, I believe, I'm sorry. OBC and CL gender neutral starts from 405, goes on till 585. Females, it starts at 311, ends at 311. From round 1 to round 6, it has been constant, no change in that. For SC gender neutral, starts at 45, ends at 244. For SC female only, it starts from something and it's at 94. Ends at 45. For SC female only, it starts at 94, ends at 94. Now we move on to the next institution, which is NIT KURUKSHETRA. And for home state, as you can see, it starts from open gender neutral 376, and it goes on to be 2,110. And then open female only 978 to 1,326. And then gender neutral EWS starts at 245, ends at 319. OBC and CL starts at around 456, ends at 2,728 for gender neutral. For females, it starts at 567, ends at 934. For SC, gender neutral starts at 201, ends at 264. For female only, it starts at 192, ends at 192. For gender neutral, it starts at 506, ends at 506. Coming on to other states in the same NIT Kurukshetra, open gender neutral starts at around 531, goes on till 1109. For open female starts at 281, ends at 281. For open person with disability starts at 184, goes on till 184 only. EWS gender neutral 78, and here you can go till 321. For EWS female, we don't, it starts at 250, goes on till 394. For OBC gender neutral starts at 403. OBC general neutral starts at 360, ends at 589. For females, it starts at 378 and goes on till 502. For SC gender neutral, you start at 126, you end at 289. And for SC, it was female 114. Now we'll move on. Yes, it has been the same as you can see from round 1 to round 6. And then ST gender neutral starts at 75. Here it ends at 171. So now we move on to NIT ROURKELA. ROURKELA home state open gender neutral starts at 643, ends at 1621. And then open female starts at 1046, ends at 1204. For gender neutral, EWS starts at 87, ends at 146. For OBC and CL, gender neutral starts at 919, goes on till 1585. For OBC and CL starts at 729, ends at 729, has been the same for all 6 rounds. And then we move on to SC gender neutral starts at 272, ends at 272. ST starts at gender neutral 52, goes on till 103. And now we will move on to the other state in NIT ROURKELA. Now you can see that open state gender neutral starts at 316. It goes on till 550. For open female starts at 277, goes on till 369. For EWS starts at gender neutral 128, goes on till 153. For OBC and CL gender neutral, you start with 172, goes on till 240. OBC and CL female, you go on from 126 to 208. For SC gender neutral, you start with 83, ends with 83. For ST gender neutral, you start with 28, ends with 45. Now on to the next slide. Now we are coming to NIT Trichy, the one I am studying at. So for home state open, we have gender neutral starts from 112, moves on till 470. And open female starts with 163, goes on till 168. For open person with disability gender neutral, it's 28. And then EWS gender neutral, it's from 98 to 284. EWS female, it's from 832. Gender neutral, it's 4385. So for OBC and CL gender neutral, you can start from 114 to 151. And then OBC and CL female only, it starts from 59 to 104 in the first round, right? And that 104 is me. So just so you guys know that this is the official data and I'm not bluffing. And in the round 6 of OBC and CL female, it went on up to 158. And then for SC gender neutral starts from 93, goes on till 127. For female only SC, it starts from 103, it goes on till 103, has been the same. For ST, it starts from around 108, goes on till 144. And now moving on to other state in NIT Trichy, opening gender neutral is around 20, goes on till 227. For females, starts at 12, ends at 12. Gender neutral starts from 53, goes on till 136. And gender neutral OBC NCL starts from 33 to 137. OBC and NCL female starts from 62, goes on till 88. Other state OBC NCL person with disability starts from 66, ends at 66. Moving on, other state SE gender neutral, which is starts from 15, goes on till 43. SE female 10 to 10. ST gender neutral 11 to 11. ST female only 44 to 44. So these have all remained the same from round 1 to round 6, as you can see. Next, going on to VNIT Nagpur, home state. So if you're from Maharashtra, you can see that home state open gender neutral starts from 153, goes on till 505. Open female starts from 3, ends at 46. EWS gender neutral starts from 126, goes on, that is for open person disability. Gender neutral starts at 126, ends at 126. For EWS gender neutral, it starts at 144, goes on till 308. For EWS female, it starts at 129, ends at 129. For OBC NCL, gender neutral starts at 299, goes on till 780. And then OBC NCL female only starts at 278, goes on till 454. SC gender neutral starts at 25, goes on till 296. Female only starts at 149, goes on till 169. Starts at 149, yeah, it goes on till 169. Then for his ST gender neutral, it starts at 102, goes on till 339. And now we will go on to other state in same VNIT Nagpur. Open general neutral starts at 271, goes on till 715. Open female only starts at 409, goes on till 550. Open person with disability general neutral 184. It started with 181 there, moved on to 184. And then EWS gender neutral starts at 136, ends at 389. For EWS female only, it starts at 166, goes on till 363. And then OBC NCL general neutral starts with 205, goes on till 417. Female, it starts at 162, goes on till 337. And then OBC NCL person with disability, it has been gender neutral 87 from round 1 to round 6. And SC gender neutral starts at 85, goes on till 220. SC female starts at 112, ends at 168. ST gender neutral starts at 60, goes on till 100. And now we will move on to Indian Institute of Engineering, Science and Technology, SHIBPUR. Home state open, you will get the gender neutral from 375 125. Open female, it starts from 494, goes until 494. Gender neutral person with disability open 31, goes on to 33. EWS gender neutral starts at 112, ends at 112. OBC NCL gender neutral starts at 516, goes on till 1595. Moving on to next slide. For OBC NCL female only, it started with 426, went on till 907. For SC, it starts with 67, ends at 67. For SC female, starts at 35, same 35. And ST starts at 280, ends at 280. Moving on to other state in the same institution, gender neutral open starts at 280, goes on till 985. For females, it starts at 434, ends at 434. For EWS, it starts at 203, 317. OBC NCL gender neutral 219 to 556. OBC NCL female only from 184 to 452. SC gender neutral 182 to 269. ST gender neutral from 81 to 81. So that is the list of institutions, NITs specifically, from that list which I mentioned. So these are round 1 opening ranks and the closing ranks were set by me from round 6 by referring to my phone. If you still have doubts, feel free to Google it and clarify the data. If you have any doubts, I've had made many mistakes, feel free to correct me in the comments. I will also now show you the data for CSAB pretty quick. Instead of showing it to you, I can show and also save from the same time. So let me do that for you. So what I'm showing you on the screen is CSAB's round 1 opening and closing ranks, and what I'm going to be dictating is round 3 of same CSAB opening and closing ranks. Here I'll say the opening ranks shown on the screen and I'll say the closing ranks of round 3. So MNIT Jaipur, here you can see that all India rank it has given a general neutral up to 1129. For open general neutral it has given from 415 to 1638. Home state, and OBCL here it is mentioned around 3388 and it has rose up to 8412. And meanwhile you can see the other ranks also. So I'm gonna let you guys have a quick look at all this. So let me place myself better. Instead of me saying this, this will be better for you guys. So it's just about how you see that there is a chance that you can get the institution you want. You just have to have patience, as I told you. Counseling is pretty wild and you might get the seat you want at the later moment. See how it times becomes all India. So then you don't have to worry about you being from that state or from another state. See, as how I mentioned, School of Planning and Architecture, it becomes all India. It has never been home state, other state. So yeah, and here you go regarding all the data. So yeah, that see even how School of Planning and Architecture, all those 3 institutions, their ranks also rose up in CSAB. So you don't need to worry that you might not get it. You just need to persevere. So this is about it. Once again, I'll just show you the SPA's round 1 ranks in JoSAA. This is about CSAB. I'll show you in also. So, talking about SPA, Bhopal, we'll start with that. As I told you, it's all India. It's not a matter of home state, other state. So here, this what's on the screen is round 1's result, and I'll be dictating round 6 result. So open, it starts with the general neutral 74, and it ends at around 474. So then we have open personal disability and starts at 225, goes on till 44, and EWS it starts at 28, goes on 3. OBC general neutral starts at 115, goes on till 493. And then we have SE. SE starts at 38, goes on till 259. ST starts at 7, ends at 75. And then we have SP Delhi. So open general neutral starts at 4, ends at 207. Open percent visibility starts at 17, ends at 44. EWS starts at 19, ends at 197. And then OBC NCL general neutral you have 38, and then you end at 229 for OBC NCL person with disability candidate. You start at 25 and at around 32. Yeah, and then SE starts at 5, ends at 180. SE starts at 8. Oh, here it starts at 5 and ends at 118. ST also starts at 5, ends at 46. So then you have Vijayawada, then you have SPA Vijayawada. Here opening rank starts with general neutral 37, goes on till 556. Open person with disability starts at 40, goes on till 40. It has been mentioned 54 here. Maybe they had opted for another institution in the later, because these 6 results show that. And EWS starts at 55, goes on till 284. OBC NCL general neutral is about 132 here, goes on till 384. SC starts at 36, ends at 243. ST starts at 27, goes on till 74. Also another thing here about SPAs, along with choosing all India, is that they do not have separate female supernumerary seats. So there's 2 of those different changes from the usual NITs to be noted. So yes, this is the overall thing about it, and that's about it. So that's the difference. You can note even other institutions of government funded technical institutions do not have only have all India seats. Yes, while a few have home states, not a majority of them have that. And also the general neutral, as you can see from all of this. Once again, this is all taken from JoSAA data. You can also Google and try to find out the same information. If I had made many mistakes, feel free to correct me in the comments down below. And now in the next video, I will upload about the counseling process to help you guys out. I'll show you screenshots of my own counseling process that I went through, so it's easier for you guys to take an example and lead forward. So that's about it, and yeah.